Hello and welcome to my channel. I have another question, and the question is, what is Docetism? Spelled like that, but I searched up and it's pronounced Docetism, so I'm going to say it like that. Docetism was an early Christian heresy that promoted a false view of Jesus' humanity. The word Docetism comes from the Greek dokeen, which meant to seem. According to Docetism, Jesus Christ only seemed to have a human body like ours. Docetism allowed that Jesus may have been in some way divine, but it denied his full humanity. Hardcore Docetists taught that Jesus was only a phantasm, or an illusion, appearing to be human but having no body at all. Other forms of Docetism taught that Jesus had a heavenly body of some type, but not a real natural body of flesh. Docetism was closely related to Gnosticism, which viewed physical matter as inherently evil and spiritual substance as inherently good. The problem with Docetism is that it denies the core truths of the gospel, namely the death and the resurrection of Christ. If Jesus did not have a real body, then he did not really die. Docetism teaches that his suffering on the cross was a mere illusion. And if Jesus had no physical body, he could not have risen bodily from the dead. Without the actual death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, we have no salvation. We are still in our sins, and our faith is futile. Docetism also denies the ascension of Christ, since he had no real body to make that ascent. On the matter of Jesus' humanity, the Bible could not be clearer. Jesus went out of his way to prove his bodily resurrection to the disciples, who thought at first they were seeing a ghost. "Look at my hands and my feet. It is I myself. Touch me and see. A ghost does not have flesh and bones, as you see I have." The Apostle John warned the early church against the false doctrine of Gnosticism, which embraced Docetism's terror. This is how you can recognize the Spirit of God. Every spirit that acknowledges that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God. But every spirit that does not acknowledge Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist. Note the apostles' emphasis on Jesus being in the flesh. Jesus being in the flesh. Denial of Jesus' humanity was heresy. John repeats the warning in another epistle. Many deceivers who do not acknowledge Jesus Christ as coming in the flesh have gone out into the world. Any such person is the deceiver and the Antichrist. Early church fathers fought valiantly against Docetism, especially Ignatius of Antioch. Ignatius rightly taught that if Jesus had not actually shed his blood on the cross, then his death was meaningless. Ignatius saw that there was no possible way to align the deception of Docetism with the truth of Christianity. Docetism must be rejected because it is not a biblical view of Jesus' nature. In fact, Docetism stands in flat denial of biblical truth. Jesus Christ did not simply appear in human. He was truly human, as well as truly God. He came from heaven and took on human flesh and bone, and he lived the life of a normal man in this world. A spirit-filled man, to be sure, and a man who always obeyed his Father, but a man nonetheless. His suffering on the cross was real, and his death was an actual death. He shed real blood to pay the price for our real sin in order to grant us real forgiveness. Thank you for listening to this question, and I'll see you next time.